My husband had once sworn that his first love would be his only bride, so when he carried his first love into our room, I took off my ring voluntarily and left the villa. When Adrian rushed into my room, he found that everything about me had all disappeared. It was as if I had never lived here. Esmeralda left last night when you went upstairs, Beta Ray said lazily, leaning against the doorframe. Upon hearing this, Adrian's face showed confusion for the first time. Although he didn't ask where I had gone, I knew the question lingered in his mind. Knowing I had no relatives or friends and nowhere to stay, his suspicion deepened. Why do you look so shocked? Shouldn't you be celebrating her departure? Ray's voice was chilling. Adrian, however, remained silent, turning and rushing downstairs like a madman, hysterically yelling at the servants. Where the hell is Amelia? The headmaid, Amelia, appeared trembling with fear, stammering, Madam gave us the day off last night. She seemed especially happy and even personally prepared a sumptuous dinner for you. Adrian was instantly struck dumb. Countless images flashed through his mind. Me meticulously decorating the room, preparing a table full of delicacies, eagerly awaiting his return, even having important news to announce. The thought of me running downstairs to greet him, only to see him return with his first love, sent a sharp pain through his heart. Later that evening, Adrian had an appointment with Dr. Liz, a medical expert with whom he had a close relationship. His first love, Diane, sat upright in the examination room, her hands protecting her lower abdomen. The air in the room was suffocatingly oppressive. Liz's cold gaze lingered briefly on Diane before turning coldly to Adrian. Come back for a follow-up appointment next Monday, she said indifferently after the examination. Next Monday? Diane questioned sharply. Isn't this a bit too frequent? Liz's lips curled into a mocking smile. Then you might as well let the baby die in the womb. Enough, Adrian snapped. No matter what your relationship with that woman is, you're not allowed to curse my partner like that. Liz let out a harsh, cold laugh. Your partner? She leaned forward, staring intently at him. What is Esmeralda? Or have you already forgotten about her? Adrian's jaw tightened. A woman who hasn't conceived in 8 years is worthless to me. Liz's brow furrowed instantly. She asked incredulously, I really don't understand. Didn't she tell you? Tell you what? Adrian looked puzzled. Even Diane cast a curious glance his way. Liz grabbed a file from the table and threw it at him. Adrian trembled as he opened it. It read, late pregnancy, twins. He froze instantly. Liz stared at him, her tone full of disdain. She wanted to surprise you that day, but you didn't even give her a chance to speak, did you? Diane turned deathly pale. She must be lying, she cried out in a panic. You absolutely can't believe her lies. Adrian glared at her as a warning, his mind a complete blank. Why didn't I notice anything? Why didn't she mention it? He walked out of the clinic in a daze, clutching the file tightly in his hand. 5 years have passed in the blink of an eye. I've become the CEO of a tech giant, raising 2 children alone. Liz mentioned that Adrian eventually married Diane, and they have a daughter, who is the same age as my twins. It's another ordinary day. I have a lunch appointment with a billionaire. I casually straightened my bespoke suit, touched up my makeup in the mirror, and confidently strode into the restaurant in my heels. While waiting, a sudden voice behind me sent a chill down my spine. Esmeralda, the deep voice rang out, familiar. The familiar voice made my nails dig into my palms, and my breath caught in my throat. Even after 5 years, I could still recognize Adrian. I murmured to myself, struggling to suppress the urge to run away. So this was Mr. Agresti, the legendary, rarely seen, cold-blooded tycoon. The steady footsteps drew closer. I slowly turned around, meeting those familiar, cold blue eyes. His aura of indifference was as strong as ever, yet he was even more handsome and imposing than I remembered. You look well, his deep voice rang out, a playful smile curving his lips. You are Mr. Agresti? I forced a professional smile, secretly clenching